Hello, Dr. P again, 701, week 7 video, and specifically I want to touch on some task stream questions and try to answer those this week. You do have work to do. You have work that according to the course calendar was due on the clinical experience plan, the list of topics. Some of you have submitted those already, and I appreciate that. Some of you, if not, catch up on that stuff when you can. In the week 7 content for this week, it says that an annotated bibliography sample is due, a clinical experience reflection. If you can get to those, then great. And what is an annotated bibliography sample? This is nothing more than an APA citation for one of the sources that you are reading with a paragraph or two summary afterwards. You are starting now to create the bibliography, the resource list that hopefully will be part of your dissertation. But you're reading widely, and please don't narrow your focus and feel you have to pick a dissertation topic this week. But read widely, and while you're reading, keep a record of what you're reading by creating an APA bib sample, or write down the citation in APA style with a paragraph of summary, loaded as the annotated bibliography sample. Let me take a look and give you feedback on it, and we'll move on. What about the clinical experience plan? Well, I hope that you remember that there are descriptions of each of these items here in the course content, the evidence descriptors, and also that I had loaded a couple of exemplars or samples for you here in the resources section of 701. Um, Exemplar, I think it is, and sample, there are a couple of different examples. But what I want you to remember about the clinical experience plan is that it is nothing more than a roadmap for your completion of the evidences over 6 semesters. So make sure that the exemplar is a chart. It's a chart that has 6 semesters, that has listed all of the evidences, has the TLMA standards, perhaps a column or two, your choice about who is going to help with that, what resources you need. But leave a column, if you create a chart, leave a column on the side for reflection and feedback. It is a plan, do, study, act kind of continuous improvement idea, but if you create a chart that you can use for 6 semesters, then you will simply resubmit it each semester with the completed column on the end, or columns, saying how you completed that evidence, what went well, what you might do differently. So leave a column or two at the end for feedback later, and then this is a document that you will use over the course of 6 semesters. It's a roadmap for your completion of the evidences. So again, we varied just a little bit from the course calendar from 701. In week 5, it said that you should submit the clinical experience plan and agreement. Some of you have done that. Great, great. And then in week 6, it said to submit the potential research topics. Some of you have done that. If not, I was really pushing you hard here in the beginning, and if these come in by next week, if I can clarify things on our next meeting weekend, and then you get them in, that'll be good. You've got a lot of evidences, CNA, OAA, PEA, that are going to be due later, so do try to work on this stuff now. But let me try to clarify a little bit about the task stream as well. That question came up this week, and so we didn't spend any time in task stream last time. There are author instructions that you can look at. Where are those? The task stream author instructions are back here, task stream support, and here it talks about author instructions, and they do lead you through the steps and how to do that stuff. But from my end, what's my view? Here's what I see when someone, Kelly, thank you in advance, Kelly submitted her list of potential topics. Okay, so here's what I see. And here's the big takeaway that I want you to see. I have an opportunity to evaluate and score the work. I can cancel my evaluation, or I can send it back to the author. Well, my philosophy about this stuff, and not everybody feels the same way, but my philosophy is that you're in this program to try to show mastery, and mastery is our goal. I'm going to allow you 2 attempts for each of the submissions here going forward. Um, so this is much more important when we get to a CNA, and these evidences need to be graded very carefully. Not so much on research topics, but they're submitted for grades as well, so I'm going to give you a rating on these. I'll give you 2 attempts on each of these ratings. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look at the directions, list of 3 to 5 potential topics. Okay, that's not killer. I'm going to open and read what Kelly has submitted. Well, she has 2 broad topics: impact of peer observation and differentiation. And really, under differentiation, she has 3 or 4 different topics there: differentiation, capacity, technology, growth, several different ways to think about differentiation. So she's got at least 3 to 5 different topics and a whole bunch of questions. I'm going to read those and give her some feedback, perhaps. But has she met the rubric? Yeah, I think that she has. So I'd close that out and come back to this page. At this point, I am going to, I could evaluate it, show you what that looks like real fast. It's simply the rubric 1, 2, 3, 4, and a comment field. So I could put a number on that and say she's at least met, or maybe she has exceeded the expectations. But on this first draft, on this first time, I'm going to send it back. Why? Because I want you each to have this as formative and to read my comments and to see my score and to say, okay, well, that works for me. Met is all I really want to do on this research topic assignment. I'm going to resubmit it and say, I'll take my 3 and met and comments and let's go on. Or, no, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to make some additions. I'm going to want to make this an exemplary submission. And you have 2 attempts. So the first one I will send back at this point with comments, with a score, and you can decide whether you want to turn it right around and send it back to me for that score, or make changes, make comments about your changes, and resubmit. I hope that's clear. I'm going to cancel this so it doesn't show up for Kelly, but thank you. I hope you get it about that, and I will send an announcement this week as well, but that's all I wanted to say about your work and about TaskStream, and have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.